everything is changing. We just saw Cyberpunk 2077 screaming at over 200 frames per second on an ARM-based system, the same type of architecture that powers your smartphone and the latest ultra-efficient laptops. On January 8th, 2026, just a few days ago, Ubuntu dropped a bombshell by releasing an experimental Steam Snap for ARM64. This is a massive tech stack that bundles Steam with a translation layer called FexEmu. Now, to be clear, those 200 FPS results were achieved on high-end NVIDIA Spark hardware, but the fact that it's running at all through emulation is a monumental feat of engineering. So why should the average gamer care about an experimental Linux package? And well, it's because it represents the future of gaming. We've seen the promise of ARM, silent devices, and incredible battery life. By perfecting this translation layer, Ubuntu and Valve are proving that the hardware you choose to play on won't matter anymore. In this deep dive, we're going to look at the magic of FexEmu, the secret reason Valve is pouring money into this project, and how this is setting the stage for a revolution in gaming. Whether you're a Linux enthusiast or just waiting for the Steam Deck 2, this is the story of how the walls of PC gaming are finally coming down. To understand why this Ubuntu news is so important, we first have to understand the architecture barrier of computers. For the last 30 years, the PC gaming world has basically just spoken x86. Almost every game ever made was written specifically for x86 processors. ARM, meanwhile, is the king of efficiency, but because the instructions are different, an ARM chip literally doesn't know what to do with a Steam executable, or at least it didn't before. The core of this breakthrough is FexEmu, a project funded by Valve for nearly a decade. While many people are familiar with emulation through things like playing old Nintendo games on a PC, Fex is a binary recompiler. As developer Tony Wasurka explained in his presentation on breaking architecture barriers, the task of emulating an x86 CPU is monumental. x86 has thousands of instructions, some estimates say up to 6,000 unique variations depending on the extensions used.
The fact is the x86 instruction set is huge. And we're not talking about like tens or hundreds of instructions, but depending on how we count and how many of the different instruction extensions like SSC and SSC2 and whatnot, you count in, you can reach up to thousands of, I've even read numbers of 6,000 for example.
Fex doesn't just guess what the game is trying to do. It takes the x86 assembly code and recompiles it into an intermediate representation.
It's still the same.
It's still the same. A neutral ground where Fex can optimize the code, eliminating redundant steps before finally outputting native ARM64 instructions.
So we can take our internal representation and make sure, like, do things like constant elimination, for example, to make sure that whatever code we use to ultimately generate ARM code is as minimal as possible.
But this optimization is critical because, as the Fex team says,
we still need to make sure that it all runs fast.
Hey, you can hear me now. Hey,
we want to actually use the applications that we emulate.
One more time.
Implementation of this whole thing.
Yay!
This is obviously very important for gaming because you want the games to run, but also run well. By using this multi-step translation process, Fex can get remarkably close to the original input size, keeping the overhead low enough to run demanding 3D games. You may have even already tried out Fex yourself without even knowing with things like the Game Hub. One of the most fascinating and difficult parts of the Fex project is something called the memory model. This is a reason many emulators fail. In his presentation, Tony used a brilliant example.
We have two threads in our program. The first one is just trying to
just testing the microphone.
Imagine a program where one part of the CPU calculates a result, 42, and another part waits for a done flag to flip to 1. On an x86 chip, you are guaranteed that if the done flag is 1, the result is ready. On ARM, however, the CPU decides to reorder those instructions for efficiency. It might flip the done flag before the result is fully written to memory. This creates a race condition where the program sees the flag, checks the results, and gets a 0 instead of 42.
This is extremely difficult to resolve from an emulation perspective because we we still need to adhere to the x86 semantics.
Fex has to solve this by using half barriers and smart heuristics. For example, they discovered a specific pattern used by almost every Unity game, a 61-bit circular buffer. By creating a specific hack or heuristic for this pattern, Fex can disable expensive memory checks for everything else, providing a
massive performance boost for those Unity games. It's a bit of a hack, but just because it so consistently works across such a wide range of the library, it's really worth it in this case.
So FexEmu is the engine powering all this, but how do you, the user, actually get it running without a PhD in computer science? This is where Canonical's new Steam Snap comes into play. Now, to be clear, Ubuntu has specifically said this isn't directly partnered with Valve, but obviously they are using Steam, Fex, and Proton, all Valve projects, to make this work. Previously, setting up Steam on ARM was a nightmare. You had to manually install Fex, set up x86 root FS, and then figure out how to bridge your graphics drivers. Ubuntu has fixed this by using the Snap format. Now, you might be wondering why a Linux distribution like Ubuntu is working so hard on this, and the answer lies with Valve. It is no longer a secret that Valve is funding FexEmu development. Tony explicitly stated in his talk,
"We're actually paid to improve Fex, so none of this would have really been possible without Valve's monetary support, so thanks again a lot for that."
Think about that. Valve already has the Steam Deck, which uses an AMD x86 chip. So why invest millions into an ARM translation layer? And the first answer is the Steam Frame. Valve's new headset, the Steam Frame, runs on an ARM chip, similar to the processors in the Meta Quest. To make a VR headset light and battery efficient, you almost have to use ARM. But Valve can't launch a VR headset with 0 games. So by funding FexEmu, Valve is ensuring that on day one, their ARM-based headset can run the entire existing library, but it's not just for VR. It's also about the Steam Deck 2 and any other future hardware, even from other manufacturers. The efficiency of ARM chips is now rivaling and in some cases beating what Intel and AMD can do in a handheld power envelope. By perfecting this translation layer today, Valve is removing the architecture lock-in. They are making it so that in the future, they can pick whatever chip is the most powerful and efficient, regardless of whether it's x86 or ARM, and your games will just work. In recent interviews, Pierre, a Valve employee, has said that they are waiting for the right SoC landscape to emerge, suggesting that the superior battery life and performance per
Doesn't take a
watt
long
of
time.
ARM could be exactly what they need for a true
It's gonna be good.
next-gen Steam Deck 2. Now let's look at the actual numbers from this news and how Steam is running on ARM, because that is the most exciting part for any gamer. Canonical did their primary testing on the NVIDIA DGX Spark. This is a high-end development platform, but the results prove that the software stack is ready for the big leagues. For example, Cyberpunk 2077 achieved 200 plus FPS using DLSS via Proton. For Counter-Strike 2, it was described as smooth with no notable performance issues in 2+ hour sessions. There was even Hollow Knight Silksong, which yes, they tested it and described as very smooth. Dota 2 and Portal 2 had no notable issues, and they
That's
were
a lie.
running like
I mean-
native apps. There's even multiple other games
My
that
setup
they
is so
tested, which
bad,
you can check
but
out in
yeah.
this list.
Oh, yeah.
However, we need
Yeah.
to have a reality check. This is an experimental beta. If you are on a Qualcomm Snapdragon X laptop, there is a known issue preventing the Steam client from working properly right now. Canonical is investigating this, but it's a reminder that ARM on Linux is still in the early phase, and will really only just get better from here. If you have an ARM64 device running Ubuntu and you want to join the beta, the process is pretty straightforward, but you must follow the order. The first time you launch a game, Fex has to build a code cache. This can take up to 10 minutes, but Fex is essentially pre-translating parts of the game to disk so that the next time you play, it loads instantly and doesn't stutter. And now you're able to try out Steam Gaming right on ARM64.
During that first run, Fex will keep track of all the blocks that have been executed, all the locations in the code that the game was trying to run. And on the next run of the game, Fex will pull ahead all of the compilation processes that previously were done on the fly, and it will collect one huge one huge binary and save it to disk so that subsequent runs of the game do not need to use the recompiler anymore in a lot of cases.
So for those of us following the progress of Linux gaming, as its percentage continues to go up with Steam, this is the beginning of a new era. We are moving away from being locked into a specific type of processor. This Ubuntu Steam Snap is the first time a major OS has handed users a one-click solution to the ARM gaming problem. It brings together Valve's funding, FexEmu's technical brilliance, and Canonical's packaging. As Tony was circa finished in his talk,
you can start to see a pattern. x86 emulation isn't magic, I mean maybe it is, but it's also a lot of work, so sadly.
That work is finally paying off, and gamers are now getting to try it. We are seeing a future where your OS choice like Ubuntu and your storefront choice like Steam are more important than what kind of silicon you are using. The architecture wars aren't over just yet, but the walls are definitely coming down, and Valve's projects are right at the center of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on the future of Steam gaming.
I was thinking of trying this thingy. So this will be an overlay what will properly align between 3 streaming platforms. So we have to make a overlay. Something on the background. Let's add left from the last time. I think I get find by scrolling down. Paste. Okay. You have to link these somewhere. Oh. Okay. Can I skip this like here and call it a day? I had to link this in OBS though. What else we have? Subscriber, of course. I don't think anything else really matters. Triggers on Weaver redeems channel points, quick tweet, etc. Song request setup, create channel points, reward like song record. This trigger when a reward's name. Okay, so but I don't have any things this will be new followers. I can have all of the things though. Like... I'll make it in here. I don't even have this enabled, so I'm just pass. Okay. Technically, where do I put this then? Probably need some but this is just on Twitch. Okay, well, this is what it is then. I cannot do it then. Let's go gaming. What can we choose to play? Oi 4. Okay. I don't complain. Da 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 da. Okay, so let's try the Germany again. Germany is like super easy to play, but I guess we have to just roll. Which version we have in? What is the version what we got? Okay. Let's do the launcher to start. What thing is gonna use? Well. Game settings. OpenGL. Okay. 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 Full screen, please. Ba 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 da ba ba ba. I have to lower the volumes on the things because those are bloody loud. And that's better. Yeah. Okay, so let's try to do this again. One thing at a time. Control of your former colonies. Female leader. And admin capitulate unit. So what we really have to do first, like you can, I think you can just do this on all in one. You just go in right. No. Yes. No. Where's the boat achievement? Do this one. Focus this one. Knock down UK. Like 50-day war. Unless UK is gonna be communist. It doesn't matter. Just have to get the leader of the thing. Knock down UK. Then we go on right side. Civil war. Get the woman on the lead. Actually, I don't know if we can do the woman on the lead on early, but we can take the colonies. We have to take the colonies anyway. I guess we focus the Amiral in then. Fine. I think the music is kind of too loud. It's too loud nowadays. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Angetreten. Befehle. Befehle.
Somebody keeps eye on them. Yes, indeed.
Los, los, los!
Ja. Ja. Cancel my phobias just in case, because I don't like them.
Achtung!
Not in civil war. That's okay. Economic growth. Actually, let's do the naval thingy straight away. How's the UK? Okay, that's good.
Befehle? Auf geht's!
You say some convoys, my lord? Let's finish all this crap. Pretty garbage, but is what it is. I have nothing better to do anyway. Oh, you don't have mines? You do have mines.
Ziel anvisiert.
Oh, guns are missing. Even we're making so many guns.
Bereit. Ausrücken. Los, ausrücken.
Silesia Rebellion. That's okay. More people to cross at. Killer found dead. Nice, we don't have to see him ever again.
Suchen Deckung. Bereit. Zuhören.
But this nation doesn't have focus 3, no. But, hear me out. Never mind, there's literally so much stuff in there. I'll just have to take the whole country. Hang them up. $500 days infrastructure factory construction speed. As you say so. We have still the Navy. God saves the Navy. We never upgraded this to war economics. We got this one though. So it's okay, I'll guess. Oh, what? Really? 5% is still good. I don't complain. I meant to wait that revolt to happen. Yeah. That's how it goes. Had that revolt to happen and it's gonna be like good time. Overthrow the weaker government. Joo. Huh. Uh-huh. Oil. We need oil. Loads of oil. Minus 50 on this one as well. Getting all those benefits. Yeah, why not? I need factories. Danish factories are great. as this one. And we have fully boosted our construction layouts.
Befehle. Bereit.
Oh, we are in the civilian economics. Cool. Okay. That's nice. That's why we are kind of struggling with the building up this country. Kriegsmarines 130 days. Yeah, I don't think this one gonna work as well. Unless we just capture like Paris and take their navy. That would be the best choice.
Zuhören. Zuhören.
Look at that bonus. I love it. Why not? I love that. Good idea. Okay, revolt. Okay, now we have this guy. Okay, based. Okay. Revolt has given us Kaiserreich Marine. Still so much. Ooh. Okay. Well, this is interesting. Advanced machine tooling excavation. Technically, I want to go down, but then I lose my guy and I have to win the UK before it. So I guess we keep upgrading stuff. Yeah, we don't get access to any of this stuff. So I guess I do Navy stuff.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
For some reason OBS looks really bad when we zoom in. What's going on again? Not properly made for this game. For me, this is very smooth. The OBS not looking. I wonder what's going on again. Even that looks laggy. What? Really? Cannot look laggy. Looks laggy. I have no motivation to fix these issues now. Real. Well, it is what it is. It looks really, really bad when you actually... what? Let's ask Gemini. Hi, can you help? Hey Eetu. What's up, my mate? Where it says hate. Yeah, like increasing on I don't have time though. Where the webcam? I mean yeah. Encoder. Video encoder. There's no such thing called video encoder. Oh, I got that. See? Like disabled. I'm gonna fast restart the stream, so give me a second. Give me a second, lads. Okay, let's try. It looks. What the fuck?